Your skiff, right? Vicky, I mean, Professor Dorozhnik said you would come. I really appreciate your help. So I left the flash drive in the field lab on the second floor of the vehicle station. I had to hide from an emission. When I came back, the station was full of anomalies. That drive contains priceless data. It took months to gather it all. I tried to get it myself and nearly died. I need the help of a skilled stalker. Will you do it?
What kind of data were you gathering?
It was a standard procedure. We were measuring anomalous energy levels over the course of an emission. It's white noise and static usually. But I detected something strange once. What I'm saying is the data is unique, Skiff. So please help me get it back.
Okay. Doesn't sound too hard. You wait here, I'll bring you your flash drive.
Thank you. Vicky went to so much trouble procuring the necessary equipment for our observations.
Watch out for the ward. They're patrolling the area. Careful, Stalker. Tattoo told us everything. We know you have the flash drive. Give it to us, and you're free to go.
No, no! They'll steal my work! Skiff, don't do it!
So, you're Skiff. I've heard of you. I'm sure we can find a compromise. Hand over the flash drive.
I'm not handing over anything.
Suit yourself. Kluya, fire!
Nightmare. Please, give me the flash drive. Trickster's waiting for me.
Who's this trickster guy? I heard him over the radio.
He's my contact in Spark. I asked him for help to hide the data. I suspect that some of my colleagues work for the ward. If they find out what's on this flash drive, they'll take it from me and classify it.
Okay, I get why this flash drive is so important to you, but why would the ward want it?
This data isn't just a set of zeros and ones, Skiff. I've determined that every emission carries a piece of information from the noosphere, and I've learned to read it, so to speak. I've only managed to process a fragment of this colossal data set, but even so, I learned things. Horrible things. Things I wish I didn't know. Imagine what could happen if this information gets to the ward. It's too terrifying for words.
Here's your flash drive. Now hurry before the ward comes to check up on their patrol.
Thank you, Skiff. You've contributed to scientific progress and to making the zone a safer place.
Hello. Looking for some equipment, are you?
I helped Trachuk with his problem. After the emission, the vehicle station was hit by anomalies, and he left a flash drive with measurements there on his way out. I had to retrieve it.
Yes, Trachuk's already contacted me. That situation with the ward was rather unpleasant. If he isn't overstating the significance of his data, You've helped even more than you realize. Thank you. It was a pleasure working with you. It's always nice to meet a professional. Have a nice day.
Protective suit at the entrance.
Now
Please
what?
contact security.
Where are we?
Come in. The bet. Take care.
I'm not, of course, if you don't mind scrubbing it, but you strike me as the kind of man who won't settle for secondhand junk. What can I... Don't even bother going...
for you. Some good money to be made. Swing by if you're up for it. I'm near the chemical plant. By the silo. Look.
I'm inside, upstairs. Come on over.
The leash.
Come on in, and don't drag your feet.
If you only got one, don't expect a big fail. Hand it over. You're new around here, aren't you? Or have I just forgotten you? I had an assistant I'll never forget, Nightingale. He was a delight to work with and a great drinking buddy. It's a shame he's gone. Think you can fill his shoes?
I wasn't planning to. I'm here about...
I know what you're here about. The first ones in the house. But we'll enjoy it right here on the spot. You can fetch the bottle from my lab. It's just down the hall. It's an elixir you'll light and never forget. Or remember. Come. All right. Let's sample the goods. Let's have one. And then we can talk about what, where, and how much. Here's to the start of our partnership.
All right. Here's to our partnership.
Not even a flinch, huh? That sort of bravado is gonna impress me. When you're drinking, you've gotta put your heart into it. So, where are we? How about another one?
I'm not interested in vodka.
A man with no interest in vodka is a man with no interest in life itself. What motivates him then? How can you trust him? And most importantly, why share a drink with him? About those colors, leave them out next time. The shop's closed. What's the point of stocking up on colors if I don't have a leash? It was a promising project, sure. But it's time to bid it farewell. Bottoms up, Stalker.
What project are you talking about?
I told ya, Project Leash. The Mutant Control Project. They cooked up all sorts of freaks, then tried to make gadgets to boss them around and zap them remotely if things get out of hand. As you know, they fucked up the later parts. When the project got shelved, those colored mutants were supposed to die peacefully in their cages, not run amok in the zones, poking stalkers. So much for a promising project. But I suppose promises are made to be broken. How about a drink to that stalker?
Let's have another one. Sure.
To abstract thinking. If man is the measure of all things, then the measure of a man is 3 shots of this magic vodka. So go ahead, ask your questions while I'm feeling charitable.
How do you destroy phantoms and defeat someone who can create induced illusions?
Sheen double, eh? You probably just had some bad vodka. Try some of mine. It's good for more than just keeping radiation at bay.
When I saw the man who created those phantoms, I was stone cold sober.
Ha ha ha. And I was stone cold sober when I saw evidence that it was impossible. But who am I to forbid you from living in a world of illusions? If you're really so eager, drag your ass to X5. That's where the whole 3-ring circus used to be. Try to find a blueprint for the suppressor. It's out to help you. I'm all out of vodka anyway. Come on. I'll give you the key card for the lab. The colors were a crude instrument. The suppressors, on the other hand, they were designed to dampen abilities of a fine nature. Now, where did I put it? No, that's just some junk. Ah, look, a pickle. I'll save it for later. Fuck, where are you off to? The artifact just popped out of the stairs. Grab it, Stalker.
Left. No, right.
Why, you're light on your feet, Stalker. You can hang on to this one. You've earned it. You went after the artifact like a bullet from a gun. Seems like I gave the keycard for X5 to Sherpa after all. That's why I hate teetotalers. The bastard must have caught me in a good mood. Anyway, if you want the suppressor, you need to talk to that boring grad student yourself. He's over in Nagroprom, staying close to expire. And now for the fourth shot, the happiest of them all.
I asked you to vacate the premises. I'm occupying it and there's nothing here to take.
Calm down, Sherba. Vupalov sent me.
Is the professor doing okay? He didn't succumb to intoxication from that poison of his, did he? Its alcohol by volume is nearing pure ethanol. Not to mention the anomalous component. What a fall from grace. A great scientist resorting to making vodka.
Tell me about Vupalov. So he's a great scientist?
Professor Dvupalov is a brilliant mind hailing from the Project X era, the mastermind behind the Controller Project. He used to bring science to new heights. Now the only thing he can bring is a glass toward his lips. He's disenchanted with his life's work, you see? Nothing ever changes. If only the professor had taken a moment to peruse my notes instead of selling vodka.
Dvupalov sent me to get the key card for X5. I'm looking for the Phantom Suppressor.
It took Dvupalov a whole 6 months just to remember my name while I served him food every day. And now he tells you about the card right away? Did you drink with him or something?
It's tough to avoid having a drink with him.
That stuff is pure poison. All right, I'll give you the card. It's too risky for me in there anyway. But you've got to promise me that you'll search X5 for any papers related to the Controller Project and bring them back to me.
Tell me what you know about the Controller Project.
The Controller Project did involve some research on phantoms, but its main objective was to develop specimens modified with both biological and technological enhancements. Unlike their mutant predecessors, which were impossible to keep in their cages, these were meant to be trained as soldiers to protect Project X personnel. Can you imagine? Not even Circa is attempting anything like that nowadays. They haven't even managed to create a single new specimen.
Why do you want those papers?
I tried to convince Professor Dvupalov that I'm a worthy successor to his great work, but all I received from him was a couple of his drafts, one of which had been used as a food wrapper. I'm talking about research that could etch our names into history. Since the professor doesn't seem to recognize it, I'll take it upon myself to finish the job for him.
Hand me that key card, and I'll see what I can do about your papers.
All right. It's not like I've got much of a choice. But keep those papers in mind, Stalker. You'll need to head all the way down, but if you're willing to do the job, I'll make it worth your while. I'll go check on the professor in the meantime. Seems like every time I look away, he's got a new drinking buddy.
You're having trouble too, I see. Let's get started early today. We're going to explore how your brain responds to metaphors and imagery. Empathy and abstract thinking. Those are the traits that separate us from simple beasts. And there, what separates you from the other mutants? In theory. I rummaged through my library and came across something that suits our circumstances perfectly. I hope you won't mind a little poetry. Not backwards, forwards is the spirit side. This moment now alone is our delight.
He hasn't ceased to amaze us since he was connected to
command of it, Network. Faust opts to encourage the fighters, to inspire them, rather than relying on his controller abilities. He's not just a soldier. He's a general. Yes, you make a good point. Professor?
seen Skiff in action. He's a formidable adversary, so give it your all. Once we're through with him, you can have whatever you want. All I'm after is Korshunov's badge. There he is! Let's do it!
find the key. Can't you just
The stalker, he's back. Those papers I mentioned, do you have them?
Where are your manners, young man? You won't even offer a man a shit and pour him a cold one?
Here. I don't want to be anywhere near these things.
This is... Yes! This is it! At last!
There's nothing exciting in there anyhow. I've told you before, young man, if even my own work can end in failure...
Faust wasn't exactly... a failure. In a way. Haven't you heard? He tapped into the X network, brought the monolith back, and caused a bloodbath all over the zone.
So he's... your project? The abilities you incorporate...
Shut up! I knew I was right all along. So that bunch of old farts in pots haven't given up on my research. Hooking him up to the monolith was a stroke of genius.
Thanks for those papers. They're a treasure worth all the years I spent at Malachite. We'll stay in touch. I've got grand plans for the future. Thanks for those papers.
And I told them that the only way to create a true controller is to preserve his capacity to think, to feel, and make decisions. Sure, right now the choices he's making don't align with what the Ward, the NDST, or anyone else had in mind. But I did succeed.
The MDST? What's that?
The scientists from Project X who, unlike me, were eager to continue their research even after it was officially shut down. It appears they were the ones who made the controller project a reality. Officially, they had no funding or approval to proceed. However, C Consciousness wasn't content with merely creating the zone. They were determined to safeguard a pitiful existence. That's why they needed the monolith. And later on, Faust and his abilities.
Why did you create Faust?
The mutants turned out to be far too unpredictable, useless, and downright dangerous. The aim was to mold them into obedient soldiers. The Liege had some success with more primitive tools. But I believed we were on the wrong path. The error, I thought, lay in the very design of the controllers. Without consciousness and human empathy, their C abilities were pitiful. Faust demonstrated this vividly, but masterful tools necessitate much more precise fine-tuning.
Who is Faust now? What have you turned him into?
We granted him the abilities of a controller mutant. But I'm convinced that Faust has retained his humanity. See, there's no more Project X, no C consciousness, no MDST to protect. He wasn't being directed by a program. He initiated this of his own free will. I believe the monolith became an idea to him. Give a man an idea he can grasp, and he'll do much more than he would ever do cursed. I've always said that it works better than any leash.
Who is Faust?
See,
I found the suppressor. Can you install it?
All right. I almost forgot the reason you're here. All the work I did. It's all become meaningless. You're going to kill Faust.
A lot of good soldiers died because of him.
Soldiers killing other soldiers. It's a tale as old as time. Why should I care? I've provided you with a weapon to use against Faust. It's up to you to find someone to install it. You're as much of a fool as I am if you think you can set things right. The controller project was abandoned, and yet Faust endures. Monolith disappeared, and now it has returned. Go ahead and kill Faust, Stalker. It won't change a thing. You'll see.
Quit bugging me, you both here.
What is it, Stalker? I've got enough on my plate as it is.
I need a special upgrade for my suit.
Can't you see what's going on? I won't lift a finger without Korshunov say so. He's in the infirmary at the moment. Maybe you can work something out with him.
And recuperate? My men died getting your asses out of Circa. I damn near died at the Duga, and now you're telling me to rest?
I'm afraid there is nothing else I can do for you right now.
You've been promising me Class 5 sea protection for years!
Colonel, sir, no one expected the small Dugat to...
No one, huh? My men are still lying out there, and I can't even bury them!
At least you didn't share their fate.
What?
We selected soldiers and studied them in order to understand how Psi immunity works, but this procedure had a side effect we weren't expecting. Loss of protection against targeted Psi exposure.
What the hell does that mean?
We have created Class 5 protection as promised, but it only works for you, Colonel.
Get out of here! Got it, you bastards! Stand down!
those monoliths. Their fight like it's their last stand. Die happy. Faust could be envied. Huh? I'm good. Hold on. What's the deal with the Promid factory?
We found a depleted emitter, Colonel.
Ozersky. Get to Malachite on the double. Find out what's going on.
Why? Please don't. What's going on? Tell me.
Shut up. For once in your damn life, just shut the fuck up. Class 5 Psi protection, you little shit. My soldier's blood is on your hands.
I had no idea. I swear, Colonel, if...
Shut your mouth. What have you got, Skiff?
Ozersky wanted me to get the mirror facility online. It could be important.
I need to see Zersky, Colonel. I have to talk to him in person. You can trust...
You'll go with my men. Now get out of here.
I know how to take Faust down. But I'll need some help from a tech.
You'll have all the help and equipment you need. Get it done, Stalker. I know you can.
Permission to raise spirits?
I was informed that Korshunov gave the go-ahead. Come on, quickly. Is the stuff I can do? Take good care of your gun, and it'll work like a charm.
Skip, Zoltov here. I'm told you're in possession of a device that can protect from Faust's influence. We must act fast. We're getting ready to take the Dugas under the IPSS control and get rid of those fanatics once and for all. Your help can increase our chances. Our forward command post is close to the Dugas. Sending over the coordinates. You'll get the details once there.